You know what a DJ actually does?
Not particularly.
Mixes music.
Spins something. I don't
Spins
know.
something.
Yeah, basically.
I actually know DJs, but I just don't know what they do because it seems like they're just standing there. Do you know what I mean?
So, Linda, you're a DJ, right? So I've been told that it's just you press a button, you walk away for an hour, you come back, you collect your fee.
Dan, it is so much more than that. Let me tell you a little bit about the art of DJing.
All right.
You can just move away. We're not sure who coined the term DJ or disc jockey, but we do know it was used in 1941 by Variety magazine. Gilbert is a disc jockey who sings with his records. So you get this image of someone riding over the music. And some said that it was meant to be a little bit disparaging, the idea of someone jockeying for space.
People have always thought DJs are kind of fishy. They were seen by some parts of the music world as parasites, people hanging on to something somebody else did. So there's that idea of DJs as expert listeners who can hear the best part of a bad song or who can make a song sound like something new.
With the invention of the phonograph and then radio, our relationship to music changed. And the DJ became the conduit for us to enjoy recorded music as a group and in public.
I think when people come together and listen, that's something in that moment of listening together in this room, people falling in love, breaking up. The DJ's the person with the sound, so we kind of credit them for that moment.
When we figured out how to use two turntables to play continuous music, suddenly dance floors erupted. DJs pushed disco to its heights in the 70s, spinning the breakbeats that became the foundations of hip-hop culture. Then, in the 80s and 90s, they spread Detroit techno and Chicago house, shepherding the subgenres of electronic music to clubs around the world. And once upon a time in Kingston, Jamaica, the DJ was the first to bring reggae and dub rhythms to the people, eventually helping it to become a global sound. This movement developed the mixing techniques and sound sensibilities that DJs to this day are still using at the decks.
It's all about the way it's done. You know, if you're a scratch DJ, then there's a lot of talent involved in that. If you're a techno DJ and it's a long journey set, there's a lot of talent involved in that.
Or if you're even Zane Lowe playing a set and every single song was a song that we should have known, but we'd never heard in our lives.
You can feel the energy of a room, and if you know how to work that right and build it up and then let it explode, like it gets to the crescendo and boom. If you nail that, you're a dope DJ.
DJs are continuing to influence and shape modern music, curating the sounds of the past, present and future, remixing, re-editing and finding those deep cuts that would ordinarily pass you by.
That was great. Are you done or are we...
No, Dan, I got heaps more facts. So, you might have heard this sound before. And nothing announces the arrival of the DJ in quite the same way. It was a technique credited to the DJ Grand Wizard Theodore, where the legend goes, his mother, who was angry with him with the volume level of music that he was playing in his bedroom, burst in to lecture him. And instead of lowering the volume, he places his hand on the record and notices the interesting sound of moving the groove backwards and forwards under the needle.
Yeah, wow, that was actually a really good
Damn
fact.
it, Dan, I'm not finished yet. There is still a show and tell. So I'm here with my sweet buddy, Nina Las Vegas, and we're here to talk about DJing. You know I'm a mad skeptic. What does a DJ actually do?
Well, I think generally we provide music for an audience. You could be playing for a club, you could be playing for a restaurant. You're basically just entertaining and working with the room.
Show us how you do it.
I do a bunch of stuff. I collect music. I often do it on my computer. I go out, I Shazam a hell of a lot. I then use this program called Recordbox. It is what kind of makes my MP3s playable for the decks because I don't need to take anything to gigs anymore except USB. I prepare my set in this software. It gives me an opportunity to give them cue points, little markers, so I know where to mix in and mix out of. So So I set my set. I usually do it in BPM. Beats per minute is kind of the language we talk in. Also keys. Some really good DJs love mixing in key. I try as much as I can, but if it sounds good, it sounds good. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And you can hear it. And then if it sounds good, and that's often when practice does help, is that you do it again. And you remind, that goes well with that track.
I feel like there's this mad misconception that you're getting paid this amazing amount of money for 1 hour worth of work.
Oh, yeah.
But it's about that preparation beforehand, because there's actually so much prep that goes into choosing what those songs are going to be, so you can nail that hour or 2 hours or 4 hours.
Once you get all the songs to the USB, the whole thing about DJing really basically is using the CDJs, which are what these are, and then mixing it together with the mixer. Now, you can do the mixing different ways. I do this. I go between the volumes.
Yeah.
But other people go between the phaser.
Yeah.
People often have the misconception that this isn't that important, the mixer. It's all about the volumes, but I love the mixer. Like, I do so much on the mixer. And I use one of the 6 sound color effects. You can filter it, crush it. Dub echo is always good. But in true DJ style, I usually reverb it before the drop and swing it all the way back. So I play with the mixer like that.
Yeah.
The main part about a good DJ is song choice first.
Yeah.
The second thing is to be able to beat match. So what I like to do is play the song. In my headphones, I prepare the second song. So this one's going, I know I've got about 16 bars, and then I find the cue point for the next song. And in this control on the mixer, I'm just listening to what's coming out on the other speaker. There's also a little number here, and it tells you what BPM you're at. And ideally, yes, beats per minute. So ideally, I want to go when it starts.
Do you do a thing as well where you'd potentially play something that you know is a surefire hit and then you can follow it up with something more experimental?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It's a good trick.
Yeah, so I really try to push stuff I like and things that are a little bit forward. So what I do is I sneak it in. I hear the kind of rhythms in like a Calvin Harris track that everyone likes, and then I chuck in like a scratcher DVA track that no one knows. And so, yeah, it's usually like one song you know, 3 or 4 songs you don't. I also love using that spin back function. What they have on the decks is 2 options, vinyl and CDJ. CDJ is a bit more like a CD player, and it doesn't really move when I do this. Yeah. But when you do vinyl,
She's a scratch DJ.
voila.
How do you think that DJing has affected your relationship with music?
Now I understand what good rhythms and good melodies can really do. You don't know what the music's like till it's performed live.
Yeah.
And sometimes in a DJ setting, that is like a big part of a good song. Also makes me like actually jaded about sometimes what songs are big. So like I'll play and then get requests for, you know, Horses by Darryl Braithwaite, which is not saying that's a bad song, but it's also like, come on guys, we've heard it. Let's like, let me curate something new. I'll do a good mix now. Let me do a good mix. CDJ mode. So that is DJing.
Dan.
Okay.
You're allowed to come back now. So look, that was the short version for you.
Great.
Does it make a little bit more sense?
It does actually, yeah. Also, I didn't tell you that I did have a go at DJing as well myself.
What?
Yeah.
Why didn't you say anything? How was it?
Yeah, so it was at a party, and you know the Boam from Inception? So I got that into a loop, and then I put in a little bit from a Star Wars trailer, and then I put a beat under there.
That's kind of sick. That's cool. Yeah.
It's from a
Dan Golding in the house. Well, look, you do not need to go as far as Dan did, but if you get asked to DJ at the next party, then here are some things that you can keep in mind. Prepare. Think about the music that you want to play, think about the mood of the night or the day that you're playing at, and make sure you listen to the stuff beforehand.
Look after your equipment. Don't forget your headphones, have doubles of your USBs, take care of your computer and yourself as well.
Chuck in a few favourites into your set that you love and that you know the crowd will love, but then follow them up with some fun curveballs and some challenges.
And also don't forget to have fun. It's a really, really cool job, and if you're lucky to do it, enjoy it. Who else gets paid to play music?
Are you inspired to be a bit of a DJ now? Feel free to watch our other episodes in any order you like, because you're a cool remixer.